Welcome back. While this course is geared toward behavioral selling and what we also call adaptive selling and using the DISC method to help you master your client relationships, I thought briefly reviewing some other types of sales techniques would be interesting. Selling techniques are essential for successful salespeople, and your understanding of DISC is going to help you here. It'll help you enhance each one of these skills. So here are the top 5 selling techniques and the benefits of each. And the technique that you use should be relevant to your product and how long your sales process is. You may find different names for them elsewhere, but the principles will still apply. So the first technique we're going to look at is consultative selling. This technique involves understanding the customer's needs, their problems, and desires before offering a solution. You'll build trust and rapport with your customers during the consultative process. Customers will appreciate a salesperson who genuinely cares about helping them find the right product or service. It often leads to long-term customer relationships and repeat business. We refer to consultative selling as customer-centric selling and that is further enhanced when you apply the principles of behavioral selling as learned in this course. The consultative approach is often used in real estate, typically a longer sales process. So next, let's consider the SPIN selling method. SPIN is an acronym for situation, problem, implication, and need payoff. The benefit of SPIN selling is that you focus on open-ended questions to uncover your customer's specific situations or problems. By addressing these areas, a salesperson can tailor their pitch to directly address the customer's pain points, making the solutions more compelling and relevant. You could use a process like this in a listing presentation as a realtor. You have a situation of the client's home. The problem they need to solve is selling their home, and the need or payoff of the situation is the opportunity to complete their goal of moving to a new situation. So when you skillfully ask the appropriate questions, you can be more effective in understanding the needs of your client and better able to tailor your pitch. Hence, it is less aggressive and more customer-oriented. So our third method is relationship selling. I think relationship selling and consultative selling are close cousins. Having built a relationship through the consultative approach, you now benefit from strong relationships with your customers that are at the core of your business. In real estate, this can result in subsequent sales with clients you have already done business with or them referring friends and family. When you invest the time in getting to know your customers personally, you will gain their loyalty and trust. There are many benefits to long-term clients, but a few would be like the referrals they're willing to give you, and your business income becomes much more predictable. I remember I had a client one time, and I think I sold him about 5 houses. He moved a lot, and he also was building some houses. And then he also referred his friends and client and family to me. So I think overall, from the one client, I did about 15 deals. You know, some astute realtors have also adopted the referral-only approach and found it gratifying in their real estate business. So moving along, our fourth method to look at is solution selling. This technique offers comprehensive solutions addressing the customer's needs and problems. The benefit is that customers see value in the complete package, leading to higher sales and reduced negotiation as the focus shifts. You might consider this technique from price to value in real estate if you were doing project sales. When you work for a single developer, your product is the property. You know, sometimes that might be in a condo or a new build or a new townhouse project. Your customer is the person walking into an open house. Or you can demonstrate how your property will address their wants and needs. Your focus is more on creating value in your product and solving issues. Social selling is a method real estate professionals use when they leverage social media, primarily to build brand awareness. When social selling utilizes digital tools and platforms, it is a passive approach. It involves building online relationships and offering valuable content rather than aggressive sales tactics. So when you're building your real estate business, social selling has its place in creating awareness and can be effective in prospecting. Still from my experience, it works best when supplementing some of the other sales methods. These techniques prioritize understanding the customer, building trust, and providing value. These are all hallmarks of low-pressure sales. They aim to create a win-win situation where the customer's needs are met without unnecessary pressure. But I think we would also be remiss if we didn't also discuss some high-pressure sales techniques. These often involve aggressive or manipulative strategies to persuade potential customers to purchase. See if you recognize any of these tactics. Have you ever heard of a limited time offer? That creates a false sense of urgency by telling customers they only have a short time to decide and pressuring them to buy quickly. Continuous follow-up, which is also a tactic where we're bombarding potential customers with persistent and unsolicited phone calls, emails, or messages, even after they've expressed disinterest. Or then there's the hard closes. You're pushing customers to purchase immediately, often using high-pressure language and tactics, such as not taking no for an answer. In my younger life, I spent a bit of time selling vacuum cleaners. We learned and were encouraged to apply a variety of closes and dialogues designed to put pressure on the customer. These tactics didn't always feel right to me, and I didn't use them, with one exception. I'd run into a dry spell where I hadn't sold anything for a while, so the sales manager decided he needed to come with me to show me how to do it. During the presentation, I applied the close the way they wanted us to, and while I did make the sale, it left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like pressuring the people. I do not then, nor do I now, utilize that method of selling or recommend it to anybody. And I was justified when that buyer rescinded their purchase. I didn't feel bad at all about losing that sale. Next, you might recognize the old bait and switch, which attracts customers with a great deal and then switching them to a more expensive or an inferior product once they're interested. Or they may make exaggerated claims, making unrealistic claims about a product or service, often playing on a customer's fears or insecurities or desires. Then there's hidden costs. Sometimes they withhold information about additional fees or costs until the customer is committed to the purchase. Using guilt or emotional tactics to coerce customers into buying, such as suggesting that they don't care about their family's safety if they don't make the purchase. Along with the hard close that we just talked about, is the pressure to sign contracts, insisting that a customer sign a contract immediately without giving them time to review or understand the terms, or negative selling, which tells customers negative things about a competitor's product without providing objective information or comparisons. Overcoming objections aggressively is another way that they do this. Instead of addressing a customer's concerns or objections, high-pressure salespeople may argue, they may dismiss or belittle those objections. High-pressure sales techniques can be unethical and may damage a company's and a salesperson's reputations. Using low-pressure sales techniques that focus on understanding customers' needs and building relationships and providing value are generally more effective and sustainable. In our upcoming sessions, we'll learn a lot more about applying the principles of DISC and behavioral selling and how that will help us to create those win-win situations where the customer's needs are met without unnecessary pressure or manipulation. We'll see you in the next session.